Alright, first thing you have to do is clean up your entire scene, make sure there's nothing else in it that's going to be in the way. See if I can drag this entire thing and put it on the ground plane. And then I'm just going to separate it out. I would make a backup copy of this. So save scene as, and we'll call it 7. And this is just the general cleanup phase. Separate it. And you're going to decide which meshes that are going to be the ones that are going to be textured. And I'll work my way from the corner out. And I'll literally take this thing apart. Shift D to make copies of it. And let me try that again in wireframe mode. Might be a little easier. Okay, that's good. So Shift D. So these are oddball ones, and it consists of that one. And this one. So I'm just going to modify center pivot, get that one out of the way. So there's one mesh. There's another mesh. This one I'm going to be using all the time. This one I'm going to be using all the time. So mesh combine that one. Modify center pivot. Okay, just put that down here. This little set I'll use all the time. Combine that. Modify center pivot. Move it out of the way. And lastly, this one. And modify center pivot. And move that out of the way. Okay, what's this? Don't know. Probably just a bunch of junk. Okay, next. So that's a lot right there. That's most of those pieces. I do have one that's over here that is a little thinner. And here's the kicker. If this has brick on it, I have to have it to scale. So if I have to have both of these. I have no choice, because if this is going to be a brick building, I can't scale it this way. The brick will get scaled along with it. So if it's a brick building, you can't do that. Okay, this mesh. Certainly I have to probably work out some details for the door. So I'll do that over here. So duplicate those. Okay, I got this transition mesh in here. Shift D that one. Move that off to the side. I have these right here. This window is a little bit different, and I have to have a copy of it. I just made a duplicate of it, so this one has no arc on it. Mesh combine it. Modify center pivot. Put it with the rest. Cool. This I have to have a copy of. Again, I have one with a rotate that I'm going to copy. So Shift D that one, and then set the rotate to 0. Should lay it flat, and now I have that as a good piece. So that's my roof part. I have one of these triangles I need. So Shift D that. Very useful. Very, very useful. This trim. Shift D that. Need a beam. Shift D one of those. So these are going to have brick on them, and I can just rotate the part to get to the other side. That'll work. That way I only have to do one of these. Certainly this frame is unique. It's a very unique part. Probably not very useful for the rest of the engine, but good for this building. Okay, I have on the back side, I have this mesh, a large mesh. The windows are just these turned sideways, so I'm not going to duplicate the windows. And this. And I think that's it. That's all the meshes I need. Again, I always keep this building off to the side just for a little while until I actually get all the meshes and get them calculated for and cleaned up. But these are the meshes that we'll have to do UVs and texturize. And from these meshes, I can create this building. So, you should be at this stage also. You should have your meshes over here and ready to be looked at, and you should have a building over on this side. And that's going to be part of the assignment is you're going to have this factory all put together. And then over here you're going to have the pieces necessary to build the factory. And then in the next set of videos we'll have to go into the texturization phase of it, and then the importing phase, and then the recomposition phase into the UDK. Alright, so make sure you save your scene as like first name, last name, and whatever unit this is. I'm going to put no unit here because I'm not sure what unit this is going to be, so I'm just going to put unit number. We'll put a fictitious number out here. It's like 4. Okay. Again, I'll call what unit that's going to be later. So I hope you enjoyed the warehouse and the building thereof. Stay tuned for the next section where we go into the texturization phase in the next assignment.